Eight, action your life. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Aid Al-Hamali. I'm a second year, going to third year computer science and engineering student at Sabancı University. I'm gonna talk about controlling AI. I'm gonna address scary scenarios about it and discuss ways to avoid that. I'm gonna start now. This is my agenda. I'm gonna start with a basic introduction, and then we'll talk about some scary scenarios, and then we'll dive deeper into controlling the situation with AI and ensuring a better future for all of us. It's going to be a very straightforward presentation. I believe it's going to be quick, easily understandable for everyone coming from different departments. Well, I'm gonna start by saying welcome to the future. This is the future right now. When we imagine smart artificial intelligence, when we imagine chips in brains, this already exists. It might not be widespread, but the science is there, development is there, and there are real-life examples of it. As we see with ChatGPT, for example, that is just like top of the iceberg. I'm gonna go and start with some scary scenarios about AI that we always think about and hear about, see in movies. Killer robots, for example, could be. Now we see some implementation in America where they're trying to create police robots that would reach to the point where like they're armed with killer machines. In theory, if it's controlled, then it's good, but then it might get out of hand. The system might be biased for some reason, just for some wrong code. There is also the incidents in the past where during the Cold War, the USSR received the wrong alert that America was launching a nuke on them. But then the person in the position of launching the nuke back to America decided not to. This is human emotions. Let's imagine now that an AI was responsible for that. What would have been different in our future right now? And then we have also deepfake technology. We all see it in videos. We see it usually as jokes, or as like they get celebrities and they make them say some silly stuff. But imagine you're a politician, and then there's a repetitive attack on you using deepfakes, where like new videos are launching out for every day, on you saying some stuff that might like contradict your ideology or your political views. Of course, once or twice it would be recognizable. We would know it's deepfake, but then on repeat, it would reach a point where it's hard to distinguish which one is real and which one is not. And then we have privacy invasion issues. Simple, might be like what's going on in China, where they're using cameras and it's all controlled by AIs. They're following your every move, and it's all on a credit score, and they give you certain stars, and that like changes how respected you are in society, changes what opportunities you have in society. So there is privacy limits that might be crossed because of using AI, which is scary. And then we have manipulation by AI, sharing misinformation on purpose. Just think about Twitter bots, AI bots. If they're developed with wrong intentions, then if humans can already share misinformation and manipulate people, I believe AI can do it much easier on social media, much quicker, with a wider range of information and insight on the users. So that's also very scary to me. Okay, then what do? We control AI. It's very important. Lack of control causes unintended consequences. It may jeopardize our lives, privacy, and social trust. It has to be controlled. And then how do we control it? Who controls it? Let's see. We have principles of controlling it in the first place. How much do you want to control? How much freedom do you want to give it to develop? Because it's AI, it's artificial intelligence. It has to develop on its own. That's the special thing about it. But then it has to be controlled at the same time. So we put some principles that if followed, we will not stop the development of AI, but at the same time, we will still have some control over it. So first of all, transparency. Developers should be transparent. What are you doing in the code? Make it open source. Show the people what are you writing in your code. People want to know. We can't just trust them. People have to study the code. People have to see what's your aim with this artificial intelligence. What are you doing with it? Accountability. If a developer develops an AI and the AI does something wrong, then wrong as like morally or some crime or something that happens, the developer should take accountability. With this approach, developers won't go crazy on experimenting with the AI. They would keep themselves in check. They would keep their AI in check because they know it's going to come back at them. So that's also a very important principle. Fairness, as in not be biased, fair to all kind of views. Well, as an example here, I asked ChatGPT myself, is there a wage gap in the United States? It's a political issue. Some people might say yes. If you're more lenient to the right wing, you're going to say no. If you're to the left, you're going to say yes. ChatGPT is always going to give you left lenient answers, left on the political spectrum. As you see here, it's saying yes, it exists between different genders, between different races. I'm not saying that's wrong, but also I can't say it's correct. It's a political issue. It has a lot of stuff to talk about, but ChatGPT and AI just gives you a straightforward answer that is probably going to offend half of America, like at least in America. It also works on other countries, of course. So that's not really fair, is it? It's definitely biased, which is not under control. That's not under control. The developers are implementing their ideas into it. Ethical use is, of course, just to also like not make it more useful for specific people, and then it jeopardizes the lives of other people. Like, okay, it's now developing, and then it's taking jobs. So make it in a way that people won't lose jobs, that or might not suffer much. Make it be helpful for everyone. Okay, it's already helpful for some people, but it's affecting other people a lot. So develop it in a way that would help everyone, not just help 25% of society, and the rest is like the rest doesn't have jobs anymore. That's a principle that also should be followed somehow. Also, we have some ethical considerations where it's like it would be ethical to have that, so we should consider them. Where we have to like balance security and privacy. Okay, I talked about in the previous. I'm gonna go back. I talked about how privacy invasion is a scary scenario, right? But then we also need to we also need it to be secure. We can't just give complete privacy to everyone who uses it without knowing what's going on. We need to know more about it, so we keep it secure. How do we do that? Strong encryption. We encrypt everything. Anyone who uses AI is anonymous. We don't take personal information, but at the same time, we take the input. That's also what's kind of happening, for example, in OpenAI. That's what's going on. It's all anonymous, but they need the information. They need to keep it secure. Also, we gotta address biases, as in, again, same as that point, that it's not always fair. So we also need to address the biases. These biases, we need to address them. We need to openly talk about them, make sure that they include that that it's unbiased to everyone, whether it's political, about races, about religions or gender. And ensuring broad benefits, again, it benefits everyone, right? It doesn't exclude any kind of members of society. It benefits everyone, because otherwise it's not going to be fair. It's not going to benefit everyone. It's not going to be fair. Just a small member of society is going to benefit a lot, while the rest of them are losing jobs, or their lives are becoming worse. That's not the reason we develop AI. That's not the reason we develop technology. We want our lives for all humans to be better, right? So yeah, we gotta make sure that the benefits are broad for everyone in society. So to control it, right? All of these are ideas. What I talked about before are good ideas. Like, okay, what do we do? How do we control it? Okay. So now let's look into practical stuff. What's going on? So we have for example, some regulations, frameworks, and some technological safeguards. So for regulations and frameworks, we have the GDPR, which is the European General Data Protection protection regulation and data protection. This basically is where they discuss privacy. It's in Europe. Their whole purpose is to sit down and discuss privacy in AI, the user's privacy, anyone who uses AI, how much of their privacy is taken. Because again, we don't want it to be like China, what's going on in China right now, where it's whatever you do, it's watched by cameras, by AI, and it's changing your life. If you do something that the government doesn't approve of, whether it's something big and it's actually wrong or not, your whole life changes. You can't send your kids to certain schools because your credit score is low, because an AI decided so. So that's scary. So this group in Europe, their whole purpose is just to regulate the privacy, take care of it, make sure that it's not too much invasive of privacy. And then we have AI ethics committees. These are in companies. There is an AI ethics committee in OpenAI, for example, the developers of ChatGPT and GPT. So their whole purpose is to sit and keep discussing about it. They employ different people from different departments, and they discuss, is this ethical? Is this not? This is important. And also national and international AI policies. Okay, there is in Europe, but in each country as well, there is different values for societies, right? So each country also needs their own committees that are discussing these stuff. And some safeguards are AI safety research and controllable AI. For AI safety research, what point, doesn't matter what point we reach in AI development, we gotta keep researching about safety in AI. It's always, because AI developing, and we need scientists that are always researching about the safety of AI, making sure it's safe, making sure it's not going out of control. Going to the second point, controllable AI, we gotta make sure we know the code. It has to be understandable. We gotta make sure that we can control it. There's this example where at Facebook, they developed two different AIs and they let them. And then they went back to them a while later and they were talking in their own language. They created their own language and they were talking in their own language. They deleted the AIs completely, immediately. They deleted the programs. That's scary. It's not controlled. They didn't understand the code probably, most likely, to the point where it's reached that the two AIs are talking, communicating with something that no one understands in the whole world. No human understands. Not even a different computer understands. It's just they created their own thing. That's also scary. So we gotta make sure that we can control it always as a safeguard. We don't know what happens. It goes out of control, we turn it off immediately. We don't want to reach a point where we can't control it, where it goes out of hand and then we can't do anything. That's like a dystopian future. So good things that we can do for everyone is make sure that we aware everyone about it. So how do we make the population aware and make sure they engage in the development of AI, even if they don't understand anything about technology? We gotta make them involved. We create committees. We bring people from different areas. Of course, there's gonna be the developers, but then we bring people from the government, from business, from psychology, and then normal working people. They all have to be engaged for us to have this perfect development of AI in the future, where everyone is benefited, no one's life is jeopardized. We have to sit all and talk about it. Different departments all shared their opinion, because it's more about ethical stuff, right? So they're not gonna discuss about what language should we use or whatever should we use. No, it's gonna be about ethics. So everyone from society should be involved in this. Education, of course, no need for explanation. It has to be educated. Everyone has to know what AI is, how to deal with it, where it's going, who's gonna benefit and who's gonna not. They need to know all of these stuff so they can work. If they see a problem in the idea, as citizens, they have the right to protest. They have the right to say their opinion. So they have to be educated about what's going on to know that there is a problem. If they're not educated, they're never going to know there is a problem in their lives in the first place until they see it happen to their lives, until they lose a job because of a decision that someone made, someone rich made or something. They have to be educated so they know they have a problem, if they have a problem. So they protest and try to change what's going on in society. Awareness campaigns as well, because like if they're not in school, how do we educate them? Awareness campaigns, we do them as much as we can, and it should, in my opinion, be run by companies that are developing AI. They should go out of their way and make sure that common people that don't know much about technology learn about AI and what's going on in AI, because their lives are going to be affected. As I said in the start, we are in the future. Our lives as students already affected. Our exams, the way they do exams changed. Writing assignments changed, the way they do them. We're already seeing the effect just a year later than after making ChatGPT public for everyone. So less than a year even. So we're already seeing it. It's so fast. It's insanely fast. It's faster than spread of internet. It's faster than spread of phones or computers. It's so fast. So everyone should know about it, because every life is gonna change. So yep, awareness campaigns is very important for that reason. Future possibilities. Let's look at the positive picture here. AI is good. Let's say we manage to control it, and I have hope in that. Everyone is talking about how we should control it. Big names like Elon Musk, who's actually involved in creating ChatGPT, donating a huge amount of money, is very scared of AI. And we saw enough dystopian movies: I, Robot, The Matrix, Blade Runner, The Terminator, all of these stuff about how scary AI can get, how dystopian the world can get because of AI. So as a generation, we know very well how scary it is or how dangerous it is. That's why everyone is working right now to actually keep it in check. So that's a good thing. It's going good so far. It's not going bad. It's a positive thing so far. So hopefully it's gonna get under control, and then we'll have the benefits of AI without being scared. So some future possibilities is the positive impact it's gonna make on the world in general. In its help, it might be able to solve mathematics equations that no one knew how to solve before. It might give us solutions for like climate change or like healthcare issues. It might be able to generate very smart systems for it, let alone education, and in general benefiting humanity. So let's imagine AI under control. It's fully developed. It's under control. How much benefit can it offer to society by solving the issues we have? It's going to be very impressive. Also, it's going to be collaboration to ensure that it is also a force of good always. collaboration among stakeholders, as in like from different departments, as I talked about it before. This collaboration between these different departments is gonna also bring the society closer, where we're all working on one issue or one subject as an AI, and then you have all different kinds of people working together, sharing opinions. That's also a very good thing for the well-being of every human in a society, and also brings the society together closer. So empowering creativity, I think that AI is not gonna steal jobs. I think if anything, it's gonna replace jobs for people. You might, as a coder, I might be okay. Let me grow up to become a game developer, but that's something that AI is most likely gonna take. But then I'm gonna work on AI. I'm gonna work on developing AI. It's just gonna replace stuff, right? That's my opinion about it. And then you have also the way that it's helping people with that. Like game developers now don't have to write all the codes. They're getting help from AIs, right? If that's not fully implemented right now, it's gonna happen in the future. It's helping them, but at the same time, it's helping them be more creative. It's giving them ideas, it's giving them new ways of working, of developing the thing. It's definitely making everyone more creative. Then imagine it being involved more in art. It's already involved in music. It creates banger beats, honestly. Like sometimes, like I hear them on TikTok or something, they're very good. So that's already in music. Imagine in drawing, in all of that, in painting. I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting future to look forward to, honestly. And again, it's happening right now. It's not 10 years in the future. No, it's happening right now. We're seeing it every day. That's very interesting. Okay, reach the end. In conclusion, controlling AI is essential for a safe, ethical, and equitable future for everyone. We also have to adhere to the principles, regulations, the safeguards. So at the end, we can harness the potential of AI, that beautiful future we're imagining, where AI is so developed and it's helping us. But at the same time, we have to always take care of the risks, right? Make sure nothing's going out of control. That's going to happen by collective effort from everyone, from the public, from the government, from the developers. Yep, by that we can ensure that hopefully AI is a force of good to this world. That's the goal of it. That's the goal of technology. So it's going positive so far. Hopefully it will always be that. I'm done with the presentation, everyone. I hope you guys liked it. If anyone has a question, please go ahead. I will answer. It's a very interesting topic, even if it's not a question, if it's an opinion. I'm pretty sure